What can I say about this game? It was released at that perfect time when the biggest laughing stock in the games industry, released at just the right time to be hit by every game critic who was trying to prove they could be a thing. Hit at just the right time to be in the spotlight and fall off the stage 15 steps before landing next to its younger brother, Sonic and Secret Rings. It was at just the right time to be my first game I ever played. Cat's out the bag early on this one. Sonic 06 is the first game I've ever played. If you're wondering how that can be, well, Sonic 06 is older today than Sonic 1 was when Sonic 06 released. God damn, I am old. And I'm only like 20. This does mean I've got massive amounts of nostalgia for this game. But that isn't going to stop me from admitting this game is a horrible game. It's got tons of issues. But let's get into the fun stuff first, like the story. The plot begins 200 years in the future, with an naive geek known as Silver. However, at this point, he's in a bit of a hotspot of the world's on fire, oops. He and his cat GF Blaze, Fight Me, who's from another dimension, has come to the future for the reason of fuck you. You don't get an explanation. That's right, Blaze the cat, notable for being the princess of the Soul Dimension, from the game that came out last year, same day as Shadow weirdly enough, is in the future now. Cool. Anyways, after taking down the fire monster Iblis, Silver has a mental breakdown wondering what they're even fighting for. And then Shadow shows up, but this time he's even darker. Ooh, must be a real sequel to Shadow the Hedgehog right here. In all seriousness, this is Mephiles the Dark, our main bad guy this time around. He slaps a Chaos Emerald into Silver's hands, showing him Sonic is the one who caused all this to happen. Confused but willing to do anything to save his future, Silver agrees to go back in time to stop Sonic from ruining the future. Blaze neither agrees or disagrees, but gets sent back anyway because he guess Mephiles really hates women or something. Don't worry, he does. He's a gamer after all. Now we cut to the present, where Shadow is on a mission to save Rouge from Dr. Eggman's White Acropolis base. Quickly setting up the Shadow is working for Gun, something that was actually showed up in Shadow 05 that I didn't mention because it was in the extra hard mode that I did not unlock because you need to A rank the entire game and I'm not doing that. I hate the game so goddamn fucking much. But it was clear come the end of Shadow as well that he was willing to put the past behind him and start over anew. Rouge was sent out to gather the Scepter of Darkness, some kind of weapon Eggman plans on using for something. We have no idea. The something being Mephiles. We only just met about 2 minutes ago, shut up. Once out of the base, we start Sonic's story with a Final Fantasy cutscene, only for Eggman to show up and attempt to pull a Bowser. It isn't the only time Sonic's willing to try and rip off Mario, looking at you, Zavok. Anyways, Sonic shows up and does the only Sonic-y thing this entire game.
Wow, that's a pretty snazzy performance there. Sonic! Sonic the Hedgehog!
Not that irritating hedgehog again! Attack!
Sonic attempts to escape with Elise, only for Eggman to kidnap her anyway. A recurring theme. But Sonic did manage to get the Chaos Emerald to progress? Maybe? Anyway, at this time, Silver's had enough fun fucking around in the jungle and finding out to then be stopped by Amy. Meaning this game has to continue, dear God, Amy, you monster. Anyways, after pulling an SA2 with Silver, Amy agrees to help Silver if he helps her find Sonic. Both not knowing they're looking for the same person. Sonic fucks around all night and finds Tails the next day. We can finally start the game. This is where you would normally pick up the controller. Do you see the first few seconds of gameplay, folks? I don't know what I'm doing, dear God, please help. After failing to catch the egg carrier, oh yeah, that's back, on foot, the pair return to the city, just barely missing Blaze, who was also a Wave Ocean. What a coinky-dink! Around this time, Eggman's taken a quick detour to go gather the Scepter of Darkness, accidentally destroying it, and leaving before the Shadow eats Shadow and becomes Mephiles, shooting Shadow and Rouge into the future. I'm sure that won't be important. Sonic and Tails head into the desert to free Princess Elise. At the same time, Amy and Silver are going through the desert to look for Sonic. One wants to kill Sonic and the other wants to kill with love. Honestly, I'm on Silver's side here, it would help the game end. After getting out of the desert, Tails had to split off to go and make a distraction, even though that didn't fucking work. And Amy walks away before Sonic and Silver clash. Silver clearly winning, and if you played this boss fight, you know why. Elise gets kidnapped, again, and Amy stops Silver from killing Sonic, making him question whether or not he should kill someone in the name of saving the future. A few moments later, Blaze responds, oh yeah, she's back, that Silver should just shut up and do it anyway because they really only have this one chance to do it. Sonic heads into the new city and finds Knuckles, who gives him a card. This is the only reason he's important in this game. I will not be mentioning from this point on until the end of the world. Don't worry, you can trust me on this. You trust me, right? You trust me. Anyway, Sonic learns that Elise is being held in White Acropolis, so he goes there. At the same time, Silver decides to. Weird coincidence. Anyway, Team Sonic gets shot to the future and Silver finds a blue Chaos Emerald that Sonic just gave to Eggman. I think it's implied to be a different time that both arrived, but it's Sonic 06. Time is as relative here as the Pizzaplex is. 200 years in the future, Team Sonic find Team Dark, -1, who have just discovered they are 200 years in the future. After figuring that out and realizing that Mephiles' power feels similar to his own Chaos control, Shadow makes Sonic collect the Chaos Emerald so that they can get home. After Shadow's Crisis City, they discover a deactivated Omega, finding that he won't wake up, he's in standby mode, and Rouge has to pulse Shadow away from it, showing the bond Shadow has, something they absolutely wouldn't destroy for any good reason, right?
It seems he's in standby mode.
What could have possibly happened to create this future? Yes, this is Rouge. Understood. We'll be there in a minute. It looks like Sonic and his friends have found something too. Let's go. It's not like we can do anything for him now.
Yeah.
Right. After Sonic's stage, Team Sonic comes across the Silver meeting with Mephiles and proceed to never mention this again. They also find out that Elise dies 2 days after the Festival of the Sun. You know, that Final Fantasy-esque cutscene we saw about 10 minutes ago. Not realizing that they've just discovered time travel, Team Sonic just ignores this fact for now and goes meet up with Team Dark to go inside the volcano to get the Chaos Emerald. While all this is going on, Amy's broke Elise out of being captured again, and
Teams do nothing but talk about boys. Jesus Christ, Sonic Team, you're better than this. Writing Women 101, if all they do is talk about a male love interest, you have fucking failed.
Thank you so much for rescuing me. I am so grateful.
I'm Amy. Amy Rose.
My name is Elise.
Elise? Wait, you're not Elise, the Princess of Soliana, are you? I'll bet someone's already on their way to rescue you.
Yes. But someone I know said to me, nothing starts until you take action. So I decided to heed his advice.
You wouldn't happen to have some feelings for this person, would you?
What? No, of course
It's
not.
okay. Love changes everything. It feels like every little moment in your life is huge, doesn't it? So, what does this guy look like? Have you already been on a date with him?
Well, no, I really haven't.
A one-way love? That's so cute. Come on, there's no need to be shy. Look, you're a princess and you're super cute. That guy's the lucky one. I also have someone that I'm pursuing too. I wish us both luck.
again, and he's going around Soliana destroying Eggman robots. And that's the last you're hearing about her until the final story. Anyway, with Team Sonic and Dark -1 going through the volcano and slowly destroying the regrowing Iblis, Sonic and Shadow use Chaos Control to get the teams back to their home time. Great! Until Shadow spots Mephiles and skates off. In the present, Sonic goes to save the newly captured Elise as she gave herself up or something. I checked out a while ago. Rouge, however, has given Omega a Chaos Emerald and given her command to stay offline for 200 years, making a statement from Mephiles really dumb. Back in the future, Shadow attempts to kill Mephiles or to get some answers. Mephiles reveals that despite all the good Shadow's done last year, what with saving the world from the Black Arms and all, despite not really having a good reason to, the world will still kind of just blame Shadow for everything when Iblis gets out 200 years ago plus 1 day. Omega then shows up like 20 minutes after Shadow had to leave him, great timing, and Mephiles gets back to the present so Shadow and Omega follow. Not realizing now there's 2 Omegas in this timeline. Don't worry, none of this is important. So at this point, Sonic's going after Eggman's train, Mephiles has told Silver to fuck off and kill Sonic, which means going to Eggman's train, and Shadow has had a whole adventure in the future, is now back in the present. I say this because all 3 are in Radical Train and collide at the same time, with Shadow about 5 seconds later. Oh yeah, and Elise gets kidnapped again, oops. Sonic gets away and manages to save Elise, taking her through the forest because being kidnapped means nothing anymore, and back to Soliano.
A special fight when this ends up happening.
Chaos control!
Both Silver and Shadow go into the past to discover the origins of Mephiles. The story being a man stricken with so much grease, he tries to tamper with time and gets killed. Wow, that's interesting, I think. Meanwhile, Elise gets kidnapped again. Are you fucking kidding me? But once back in the present, Silver attempts to help Sonic save Elise. But it fails, and Elise and Eggman kinda die.
Elise!
Don't worry, because they open up a time portal and go back in time, so they do remember they can do that. Anyway, in the past, Sonic saves Elise again. Well, you know, I say saves Elise, but this is the whole boss fight.
I'll finish this here.
Here I come, Sonic! I can't believe this!
That was incredible!
Riveting. And they escape the destroying egg carrier, while still leaving Eggman for dead because, fuck him I guess. And then a bad remix of the Sonic 2 credits play. You heard me. Meanwhile, Silver and Blaze are back in the future after destroying Iblis again, and Silver is attempting to lock Iblis in himself because it's the way Iblis was dealt with last time, sealing it in Elise, and if she cries the world will die. It's so vague, what does it mean? Fuck you. And when it doesn't work, Blaze lets herself die so Iblis can't return. Yeah, this is one hell of a story so far, huh? Sonic saved the princess again, she won't get kidnapped this time, no really, don't ask questions. And Silver's just lost his best friend. Somebody who he was willing to completely forget about for half the story. Well, we still have Team Dogs to go through. And let me tell you, this is the best part of the story. Once having headed to the Wave Ocean, right, got it. Once having head to Wave Ocean, we find that Omega has been fighting Mephiles. And Mephiles reveals that Omega was built to take down Shadow. Something that makes sense with how Sonic Heroes had things set up, but also reveals that Omega is the one to lock him in the future. Something I can 100% believe and may be the truth. Upon hearing this, what does Shadow do? Be an edgy edgelord that just yells at Omega to get away from him like Meta-era Shadow would? No, he's still shocked and hurt, but understands it's not Omega's fault and is willing to let it go. Rather mature.
Shadow.
The one that defeats and seals you in the future is me.
Rouge calls out how unfair it is. Shadow is willing to time and time again save the world even when he's lacking memory or motive to save the world. He's still willing to do it, and now the government is willing to blame him for something they caused? Seems realistic enough. However, while also talking about this, Rouge also lets Shadow know that she's willing to stay by his side no matter what. Something that Shadow takes to heart.
It's so unfair. Shadow's always here to defend the world. Despite that,
Eventually, when something or someone is seen as too powerful, it is seen as a threat. And then the world becomes its enemy.
Shadow? Even if you believe everyone in the world will be against you, know that I'll always remain by your side. Remember that.
I will.
And this scene is why Team Dark is my favourite team in all of the Sonic franchise. While Team Sonic is more iconic, Team Dark has this closeness and bond that Team Sonic just don't. Until the mandates hit and Shadows hit worse than Ben Tennyson. With a plan, they attempt to lock away Mephiles, and it works! For 3 seconds before he breaks out. So, Shadow's forced to pull out all the stops and make all hail Shadow.
You must realize now that you cannot hope to stop me with your limited power.
So you say.
It's futile. The world will betray you. Why fight at all? Why risk your life for those who will persecute you later?
If the world chooses to become my enemy, I will fight like I always have.
And now we hit the last story segment. Oh god, not another one. Anyway, we start with Sonic and Elise just on a walk through the forest, making this cutscene seem even weirder now that the story's over. And Mephiles kills Sonic. What? Yeah, apparently it was that easy to kill Sonic, so why was he spending all this time fucking around with telling Silver to do it? Probably because if Silver did it, then Silver would be the cause of the very future he was trying to stop. You know what, I can get behind that as a motivation. Anyway, with Sonic dead, Elise cries and the world is doomed. Oops. So, Mephiles remerges with Iblis because they're both cut from the same cloth and then form into Solaris. And then a space-time rift opens up, making sure all the characters are safe. What? How did this... the Chaos Emeralds do this? Can't be right. Solaris just sent all the Chaos Emeralds to the edge of the world. Which, oh yeah, right.
What's the matter?
I feel Sonic's presence in the wind. I don't think he's dead yet. I'm sure of it. It's not too late.
Of course! Let's call him back with the power of the Chaos Emeralds!
focus your thoughts on using its power to perform this miracle. You can do it, Princess.
I can?
You were the vessel that was used to seal Iblis. You should be able to use the gem's power to rescue Sonic's soul.
I'll do it.
Solaris flung the Chaos Emeralds to the distant corners of this distorted world.
To collect them all in time, we'll have to split up. I'll go too, because it's for Sonic. So Elise, watch over him.
All the characters have to go get the Chaos Emeralds in the last story segment. So, you remember in Adventure and Heroes how I said there should have been a massive level featuring all the characters? Yeah, maybe there shouldn't be because this level isn't great. You have to try and avoid the collapsing of time while everybody just fucks around and tries to get the Chaos Emeralds. But hey, after this, Elise kisses a hedgehog. What the hell is this story, man?
Gems of Miracles, please heed my call. I wish to save this world. I wish to cleanse my father's sin, and I wish to talk to Sonic once again. You have given me so many things. Now it is my time to return the favor. I care not what happens to me, but please heed my voice. Sonic, come back. To me. To us.
Thank you, Elise.
And then they go fly into space or whatever to, I don't know, kill him or something? Don't ask me questions, I'm supposed to be just retelling this. Even with Solaris defeated, there's still the single flame that birthed Solaris, and so what happens? Elise finally cries. For once in her life, she's allowed to have an emotion.
But our encounter... You and I will never meet. It will never have happened. To tell the truth, I don't care what happens to the world.
Elise, just smile.
And she does. They blow out the flame, and this game never happened. Fuck you, Generations. Yeah, this story's a nightmare. It feels like I was all over the place. Welcome to Sonic 06. Now, with the way this game is set up, it's weirdly enough more of a Shadow the Hedgehog 2 than a Sonic the Hedgehog game. Like, Sonic's here, but all he contributes is saving the princess again and again. Shadow is taking on the main bad guy and ends up with the most satisfying story moments. And Silver, God, I'm so glad they keep bringing him back. He had no right to be brought back after this game completely fucked with him. But I'm so glad they do, because they make him this like geek later on, and it's just adorable. But in this first game, I don't know, there's something missing. Like, he wasn't made for this game, made for some PSP spin-off or something. But we can never prove that. Alright, so the story of this game's a fucking nightmare. What's the gameplay like? In all honesty, it isn't that bad. Like, some characters are fucking awful, let's get that out of the way. The way the game handled multiple playable characters is that Sonic, Shadow, and Silver are the three characters you're going to be playing as the most and have their own stories dedicated to them. Meanwhile, you could switch to Amigo characters in the middle of levels. For Sonic, that's Tails and Knuckles. Oh yeah, Knuckles, right, he was here. For Shadow, it's just Team Dark from Sonic Heroes. And for Silver, it's Blaze and Amy. Why did he get more bitches than me? Anyway, I think Sonic controls pretty well. You know, he's got a decent speed to him. It could be a lot faster, but the levels are built around the slower design to the point where even the fan-made remake, PO6, has to keep a speed cap on him. Kinda. Shadow controls alright. He's got a bigger focus on combat, but that just means slamming your fucking thumb on the A button 15 times. He does get to keep some Chaos powers though, which, hey, pretty fucking neat. Silver uses physics in an optimized physics engine. Yeah, so Silver uses telekinesis to pick up objects and throw them at enemies. But the problem is it requires the physics system, and the physics system is not good. He's got the hover, which you can abuse by slamming on that A button. He's got a pimp slap that can stun enemies, because you have to stun enemies before you can pick them up. And then he has a massive shockwave, which should have been there from the beginning. And his teleport dash. So, upgrades are back, yay. Shadow just has his Chaos abilities, and Silver has all the previously mentioned things. But Sonic has the gems, something I barely played around with in my playthrough. But you know I had to get the Sky and Purple gems. They are so fucking broken, I love it. And even better, the reason they don't drain for Sonic is because of a typo. That's not a joke, really. A typo when they calls the gauge a gauge actually made it so Sonic's thing never depletes. Fucking love this game, man. As for the other playable characters, Tails, he's Tails. You know, he can fly and shoot dummy ring bombs. That was like a Heroes exclusive thing. Why are we doing this? And a lot of people say that he kind of drops off once he gets tired, but that's technically true. But if you let go of the fly button as he tires out, you can actually keep a slow descent. This is something I only discovered this playthrough, so I don't blame anybody for not knowing this. Knuckles keeps his fist combat from Sonic Adventure and Adventure 2, but has this new problem of not being able to figure out how to get off a wall. Same goes for Rouge, who now has bombs instead of her karate? What? Anyway, yeah, these two characters can't get off the wall, and it's where the glitchiness of this game comes in. Because this game was so rushed. We've had as little as a year for this game, after half the team was also split off to go and make Sonic the secret shits. And then the lead left, so there's like 3 janitors working on this thing come the end of development. It's something alright. But Omega? Omega's great. Like, his ground combat isn't great, but his aerial combat? Perfect. His speed? Even faster than Sonic somehow. And let's not forget he can do this.
Engage. That was adequate.
Yep, you can fly right over all the levels. It's mwah. Oh, it's perfect. So Blaze is Sonic, but with a extended homing attack, a ground tornado to deal with grounded enemies, and you know, she's just great. I wish we got more of her instead of like what 2 levels than death. And Amy, this is the Amy people talk about when they don't like the Sonic Adventure one. This is the one they're referring to, not the one in Sonic Adventure. Because cause instead of just taking the hero's base of making her like Sonic, because I don't know, they decided to make her slow again, but that's like the second slowest character in the game. Gave her this random invisibility ability, what the fuck? And made her hammer more proportional to her, meaning it had literally no range at all. As to the levels themselves, I really love this selection of levels. Like Wave Ocean is clearly taking inspiration from Emerald Coast, but you know what? Seaside Hill took inspiration from Green Hill. I don't see the problem here. It's a great level. Dusty Desert, it's pretty big. Like in the outside area, there's so much to explore. Too bad you're stuck with Elise for it, because Elise and Sonic team up sometimes, and then they can walk on water and sand, and that's it. White Acropolis has the snowboarding section for Sonic and a ton of vehicles for Shadow, because Shadow still has the vehicles and it does them better than Shadow the Hedgehog. What the fuck, Sonic team? Anywho, overall, level's pretty good. Crisis City. This is the Sonic 06 level. If you ask somebody what their favourite Sonic 06 level is, it's either going to be this or one later on. But this is just such an iconic level, and I love it. Flame Core could have been better. It's got a ton of issues caused by RNG stuff, like these floating asteroids, what the fuck. It's... let's not talk about it. Radical Train, and actually pretty good no matter who you play as. You have to do some physics puzzles with Silver, but do like actually good physics puzzles. Get to chase down a train and shoot the shit out of it with Shadow. I'll chase after an exploding train with Sonic in its hyperspeed mode. Oh yeah, right, the hyperspeed mode, or super speed mode, or Mach speed mode, or whatever the hell we're calling it this week. It's fine, you know, it controls alright. It's an auto-running section, probably laid the groundwork for Secret Rings and then Unleashed, which, you know, we could see for a while. I'm used to how these controls, so they never present me a problem, but it will be a pain for anybody who isn't used to it, I'll fully admit that. Let's see, what comes after Radical Train? What comes after Radical Train? Oh yeah, Tropical Jungle. This is the most open-ended exploratory stage in the game, and I fucking love it. When you're playing through this as Rouge or Silver, you can just fly over everything, but when you're playing with Sonic and have to run across the water, it is so good. After that is Kingdom Valley. This is the Sonic 06 stage. There's a reason this is on the title screen. Again, it's either Crisis City or Kingdom Valley. I'm happy Generations brought back Crisis City, but it would have probably made more logistical sense for it to be Kingdom Valley. But this level is fucking great, man. I wish more games would use this one instead of Green Hill. And finally is Aquatic Base, or whatever the hell it's called. It's fine. The ball puzzle is bullshit, just like Silver's ball puzzle in Dusty Desert. I tried once and skipped through it using this game bugginess. And I guess that's something we have to go through now, right? So, the game is buggy and unfinished. There's like no denying that. Apparently they had to go to an older, more stable build of the game before releasing it, which makes me a little terrified. Whatever. Anyway, this game is a buggy nightmare. Shadow can jump through walls, Silver can go fucking flying, and it's bugginess. If you know where the bugs are, it makes the game a lot better. If you don't know where they are, what to do, or how to do them, you're gonna get your ass kicked. And again, I just can't say I hate this whole thing here, because it's, I don't know, the bugginess is like the bugginess of Security Breach. To some it's annoying, to some it makes people love the game. I am one of the people who makes love the game. Alright, but enough about the gameplay and that. What about things like music? The music is fucking awesome in this game. I don't think it's even close to being topped by many games. Really, only Adventure, Frontiers, and Unleashed actually beat this game out in terms of music. God damn, Jun Senno did not have to go this fucking hard on the game. But he did, and like, just take a listen to some of these tracks. that's not even to mention the theme songs. Sonic's theme song, His World, is right up there with It Doesn't Matter as the definitive Sonic theme song.
He's a rocket and he's ready to go, cause now the countdown has started and he's ready to blow. He's got the dope sounds bumping and his stereo. Fast, fast, putting on a show. Don't wanna get yourself together, there's no time to rest. And if you put the time in, he'll put you to the test. He's like a running man, in his world more is less. And if you wanna test him, best bring your best. Don't make me spell it out, bring your best. In this world, where life is strong. In this world.
All Hail Shadow's remix is the Shadow theme song. If you hear Shadow come up at any point in the games now, you're gonna hear All Hail Shadow. And Dreams of an Absolution is a techno-romantic kind of song, which, you know, for this era it's should be a turn-off, but I love this song. I do ship Blaze and Silver, so there's that, but, you know, it is what it is. And...
troubles are they or what they seem? Look around you, then you may realize all the creatures are with their life. And I might know about future, but then you still control the past. Only you know if you'll be together. Only you know if we shall last.
I mean, the graphics look nice. Early Xbox 360 when they're still trying to figure out how to use the hardware, but they look alright. And, you know, the final boss, I think that's actually a pretty good final boss. It's probably the most stable part of this game. No bugs, no glitches, just 3 hedgehogs against the god of time itself. It's helps represent why I love this game so much. A lot of it does have to do with nostalgia, I'm not gonna argue that. But I can't also help but admit that this game is just good. Sure, it's a buggy, broken nightmare with a fucking awful story. But as PO6 has proven, it just needed some polish and then it'd be a great game. But the effects of this game can be felt throughout the rest of the series. Guys, being real with you here for a minute, we need to stop bringing this game up. Every time a new Sonic game comes out, reviewers are bringing up this game, and it's not doing us any good. Constantly bringing up this game is why we got games like Lost World and Forces, games that were trying so hard to not fall into the guys, look, it's Sonic 06 again. As a collective, I think we need to just stop bringing up this game and acknowledge that it happened. It was like, what, fucking 20 years ago nearly? Jeez. And they've moved on from this. Sonic Unleashed was a massive change and did a lot of good, and then Colors proved they weren't gonna be this experimental company again. You know, until Frontiers. And then the Frontiers review I watched a lot of the Frontiers reviews that are negative still point to this game being the reason. So, I love this game. And I do think a lot of the hate it gets is deserved. But we need to stop bringing it up. It's doing nothing but bringing us all down. Thank you for watching, and until next time, please take care. Goodbye.